I don't understand the thought process of trying to win preseason games. That's a very Chip Kelly-like thing, who Chip Kelly always tried to win preseason games. Preseason matters more than practices, which I'll get to practices in a sec, or at another segment soon. But the practices don't matter, of course. Like, you want to see improvement with your players, but preseason, which matters more than practices, doesn't matter either. I'd rather win football games than win preseason games and win practices, right? That's what I would rather do, because those don't matter as much as the regular game. They don't matter at all. Even though the Eagles won the preseason game, the practices don't matter, which leads me into this whole talk about practices. I don't understand the thought process of dudes keeping practice statistics. It almost makes me think like reporters shouldn't even be allowed at these games. These practices, unless it's like you invite the fans to the practice, they should be closed to the fans or to the media specifically, because I feel like even putting that out there makes fans, it just teases fans too much, right? They're like, oh, Jalen Hurts, he only threw one touchdown in practice. Okay. Who cares? And then like two teams play against each other in like a scrimmage or a practice, and dudes are like, we won the practice. It's like, oh, great. Because like I remember when the Philadelphia Eagles used to be like the preseason champions, and we had Chip Kelly and we had Sam Bradford. Well, like now it's just like teams are like, we won the practice. We were the best team in practice. That's sad. That's really sad. And I specifically don't like it when Eagles fans do it, because, I thought that when we won the Super Bowl, right, our expectations went up. I'm not going to lie to you. My expectations for this team went way up when the Eagles won the Super Bowl. But we went from a team that was like, oh yeah, we do well in the playoffs usually. We go to the playoffs. That's what we're looking forward to. But now some of these dudes have sunk to like, look how well we're doing in practice. Like, we're above that. And I think that a lot of other teams out there are above it. I think I was watching this press video with some of the Jets reporters, and they were doing a practice against the Falcons, which we're watching the preseason game right here. And the guy was like, I'm really excited because for the first time, we won a practice against the Falcons. I think we were the better team against the Falcons. I was like, good for you. Like, that is such low expectations. And it's just not even something that matters to me. I've said it from the onset. It's absolutely irrelevant to me what goes on in practice. I'm someone who heard Jimmy Garoppolo throw like 3 interceptions in a preseason in a practice or something like that. Or he threw something like 5 interceptions in a practice, and then in the preseason he threw 3 interceptions against Denver, and then his team went to the Super Bowl and was like a quarter of a way to winning it if they didn't like get the brakes broken off of them in the fourth quarter of that Super Bowl against the Chiefs. It's so irrelevant to me. It does not matter at all. It shouldn't matter. I don't even know why I'm talking about it right now, besides the fact that you see people on the internet going gaga over practices. I remember last year when Jalen Reagor was catching one-handed passes against dudes in practice against the Patriots, and we were like, oh, we just won the practice. And then come season time, Jalen Reagor wasn't doing anything. Like, there were receivers with more touchdowns and less yards than Jalen Reagor had. It just doesn't even matter to me at all. Like, it matters to me that you get out of camp, and you get out of practices, and you get out of the preseason with the guys that you want on your roster, making sure that they're healthy, making sure that nothing bad is happening to these dudes. That is what the practice and the preseason is about. Because if you go too hard in practice and you go too hard in preseason and you leave guys out for too long, bad things happen, right? Was I 100% happy not that I didn't see Jalen Hurts play in the game? Because I think he needs more work and I want to see more from him. I was kind of upset about it. I'm not going to lie. But it was Minshew time. Okay? It was time for Minshew to show that he was a legitimate backup quarterback for this team. And I want to see good play from these players continue. I want to see the defensive line improve. I want to see the run stopping improve. I want to see these guys be able to make tackles. Because I'll tell you this, right? Preseason doesn't matter in the statistic book. It doesn't matter in the win-loss column. None of that stuff matters. Improvement matters. Showing that, you can say, I did that last week. Now I'm going to do this week, and I'm going to do better this week. That's what it's all about. It's all about wins or losses. So you can, you go onto these Twitter bait, the Chiefs lost it to the Bears in preseason, and dudes were like, they suck. See, I told you the Chiefs suck. But it's like, they didn't care to win. That's why you put in your backups.